Hello, Year 1. Our lesson today is going to be about multiplication and division. Don't be confused by the money, it is there for a reason for our first bit of the lesson. This is actually our first lesson on multiplication and division, although we have started to look at these concepts during our maths lessons already. Because it's our first lesson, we're going to go right back to the beginning. Now, we looked at money recently. I thought this would be a useful way to revise some of those skills and also have a look about when we might start counting in tens. So it's really useful if we've got 10p pieces. Our 1 10p is worth 10p. If we have two lots of 10p, it's 20p. Have a think, how many lots of 10p do we need for it to be 40? 1, 2, 3, 4. If I add this extra coin here, think how many 10p that would be worth. If I've got 60p, how many 10p would that be worth? We can show by swapping that 20 for 2 tens, which is worth the same amount. We need 6 coins. What's a bit tricky when we are using money is our pound is the worth the same as 10 10p. Let's do some counting. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and we'd normally go up to 100 next, but with money we can either say 100p or £1. So that's our little bit of revision there. We're going to go into the main bit of our lesson about counting in tens. Now I think you're already pretty good at this. We've done lots of counting. So I'd like you to listen for me making a mistake and see if you can spot which number I have missed. 10, 20, 30, 40, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. You should have spotted that I missed the 50. And this time we're going to go backwards. 100, 90, 70, 60, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10. And you will notice that I missed out the 80. Now what we're going to be doing is looking at lots of pictures on the worksheet that you've got today that show real life examples of when we might be counting in tens. So if we read this out, it says there are something donuts on each tray. It would like a number here, and I can see a 5 and a 5 is 10, and another 5 and a 5 is 10. It now asks us how many trays there are, and that shows there are 20 donuts all together. So we're starting to get the idea that if we've got two lots of 10, it makes 20. 2 trays of 10 donuts made 20. And the same this time. So we can see there are so many scoops of ice cream in each bowl. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And a big clue, we're counting in tens today. Other lessons we might be counting different numbers, but all the things we're counting are in tens today. So 10 scoops of ice cream in each bowl. We have to see how many bowls there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then what I don't want people to see is when it says how many ice cream scoops altogether, nobody counting every single ice cream scoop in every bowl. So we know we can count in tens. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. We also want you to start spotting the relationship between this digit here, the 6, this number, and this digit that's in our 60. 6 tens is 60. We start working with our 10 times table first because we get that nice easy pattern to work with. 10 sixties are 60. We're going to scoot on because I think you're going to get the hang of those ones quickly. Now have a think, how many tens in 50? We would have 5 tens, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, like we showed with the money first of all. How many tens in 30? Have a think. 10, 20, 30. It's 3 tens. And again, we're going to scoot on and have a little look at some more reasoning problems. I've got a big choice of reasoning problems for you today to choose from. So first is this number track. Now I've got some missing number tracks for you to look at today. So remember to look and see whether you think the number's going up or down. In this example, it's going down. 50, 40, and you might spot that the mistakes here. Should be 5 tens, 4 tens, 3 tens, 2 tens, 1 10. So 20 and the 30 are in the wrong order. For any number track work, remember to have a look really carefully about the order that the numbers are going in. Are they going up? Are they going down? Can you find any missing values? Next of our problem solving activities, Gina wants to buy 30 pairs from the shop. Are there enough and how do you know? Remember in the live sessions we've been doing lots of explaining our answers. So we're not just looking for a yes or a no, we're looking for you explaining. So you could say, yes, there are enough because we know that there are 40 pairs altogether because there are 4 lots of 10. Here's an example just at the bottom. And our next lesson, we're going to be moving on to some more work counting in tens, but we'll leave that for tomorrow. So, I've got lots of things open today. Let's have a look at some of the reasoning problems that we've got to do, and I'll be making a separate video to talk through some strategies for these to help you at home. So don't be confused thinking these are the same. I've rewritten them so they've got slightly different text. So our first one, apples are sold in bags of 10. Tim buys 3 large bags of apples. He uses 8 to make a pie. How many does he have left? This is a 2-step problem because there are 2 things you have to do. It's a bit of a clue. So we need to think about how many he's going to have when he buys his 3 bags of 10. And then we need to look at this last bit. How many does he have left? I'm not going to tell you the answers because you need to have a go at solving these. Apples are sold in bags of 10. Sam buys 5 bags. She already had 3 in the bowl at home. How many does she have all together? So for these, I want you looking at those keywords in the problems left, all together. That gives you a clue about what you need to do. And there are some number track problems here, and they've been made more tricky because they've got missing numbers here and here. So you need to have a look carefully if you're doing the optional challenges and think about which direction the numbers are going in, getting bigger or getting smaller. And once you've filled them in, you need to also check that you're correct. With problem solving, it's easy to make mistakes, so write in the numbers you think or write them into your book and then check that it makes sense. And we've got a different problem here for you to solve. This one you need to think about how you might lay it out. It gives you a clue. Use a number line to help you find if Dom starts counting in tens starting at 10, what his 3rd, 5th, 8th, 7th and 9th numbers are. Be careful because they're not in order there. And last of all are some I am thinking of a number questions. I've done these all the way through the years that I've taught. They're a great way of really thinking about problem solving. So I'm thinking of a number, a mystery number. I multiply it by 10. I subtract 4. My new number is 26. What number did I start with? Then this one is much trickier because there are more steps involved. This is something I'd normally have given to my Key Stage 2 children. So those are your optional challenges, and you can also choose to have a go on Times Table Rockstars today if you would like to as well. I'm also going to be adding an answer video so that you can go through your work a little bit more independently. Thank you for listening.